好，先请我们的梦想家的球员停止赛前练习，我们要即将来进行开场。First start your up, go back to bench, please。也麻烦工作人员帮我们引导一下，谢谢。 好，请梦想家的球员来先暂时停止赛前练习，谢谢。现场的朋友们，2024年新年快乐！来一点新年的声音。我是 DJ 阿吉，跟着壮壮，先来欢迎颜值担当的女孩们 Formosa Sexy 以及我们的幽灵兽。感谢大家持续在2024年新年来到我们彰化的主场，回到我们最初的主场，一起迎接今天的比赛。 同时呢，借用你们最大的热情跟加油声，敲打你们的折扇。我们今天要用力的迈向10连胜。我无所惧，我们不怕，持续把胜利留在我们的主场，集结各位的力量，让我听到你们的声音。梦想家来加油，大声一点喽！梦想家，梦想家，梦想家！ 耶！保持住这个热情，待会迎接我们的比赛到来。谢谢壮壮，谢谢女孩，谢谢幽灵兽。等一下也会有赏心悦目的开场表演呈现给各位。福尔摩沙梦想家，感谢各位球迷朋友热烈支持，也谢谢大力支持台湾篮球、支持梦想家的合作伙伴。我们花一点时间感谢以下的单位，谢谢我们的指导单位教育部体育署。 彰化县政府、台中市政府、台中市政府运动局以及中华民国篮球协会，谢谢支持梦想家的赞助伙伴，海硕集团值得您信赖的国际海空运物流公司，心想科技全球货运代理整合性资讯平台 ，EVO6 电动车充电服务补电超轻松 ，Area 02亚洲指标球鞋与潮流交易平台，马吉斯轮胎世界10大轮胎公司，源自彰化的台湾之光。 还有奥迪中部和顺利汽车进化有感而生，也要谢谢联区建设，好还要更好，联区建设，台旭经60年的肉品专家 ，TT 烟征服法国的台湾面膜，谢谢金发家祖传绿豆沙以及朝日堂台中聚餐名店日式烧肉锅煮鸳鸯锅，还有美金龙日本100年运动品牌以及云城资讯企业 IT 整合战术的好伙伴。 最后，谢谢曼旦玛莲最好穿的内衣，天天舒服穿。红火烧肉贩卖所，你用烧肉定义美味，我用美味定义烧肉。风格美学诊所 YCM 全球 AI 科技防霉领导者，多喝水矿泉水第一领导品牌，以及秀传医疗体系引领国际医疗专业。再次把掌声送给他们，感谢对于梦想家的支持。持续目光锁定场中，你们最爱的女孩登场喽 ！Let's go， Formosa Sexy。 送给女孩们 ，Thank you Formosa Sexy， 谢谢。即将正式欢迎各队新北国王球员。新北国王球员 Number 0 0号 Hayden Blackley 海登。 3号陈俊南，4号李威霆，10号简佑哲，11号王国志，19号林金宝，24号洪志善，49号翟正浩。新北国王 Starting Five 先发，1号林书伟。 2号苏培凯，17号苏世轩，他们的领队33号安利奎 Christian Hennigue，Number 55 55号 Kenny Manigo 曼尼高，新北国王教练 Coach Ryan， 助理教练 Coach Mark 林振宇，总经理毛嘉恩。 All right， Formosa 梦想家秉持铁血的斗志，打造强悍的战场。梦想家人们，我们汇聚能量，携手一同并肩作战。我们不怕持续再战，所有挑战我无所惧。Come on， let's welcome Formosa Dreamer。
恐惧来自对未来的不确定，可能会失误。 受伤会不能上场，怕自己不够好，怕努力不被看见，怕状况不好，怕输。但这些其实都发生过了，我们才知道这些曾经的恐惧兑现后就不再是恐惧，这些都会变成来自过去的助攻。 现在，我们将朝着目标，把这些助攻一球一球投出去。
面对未来的挑战，我无所惧，我们坚持不懈，成为更好的自己。与在座的每位家人携手把这场胜利拿下，我无所惧，我们可以。Here we go, let's go, Dreamer！
Just blaze.
Number 0 号梦想家的板凳霸图陈晨璇。 Number 3号后场指挥官梦想推进器老吴吴家驹。Number 5号来自纽约的全能得分手 Chris Michael。Number 8号绿色闪电彰化的光速4分卫王晨月。 Number 10号可切可动的侧翼新血梦想探花丁冠豪。Number 18号梦想后场的强力大手防守悍将杨胜业。Number 21号台湾蓝台的传奇射手美梦狙击手简豪。 Number 24号体能劲爆攻守前辈西塘航空金沃克。Number 88号竞技铁力梦想护队周国成。 And now, starting five, 先发。他们传递给28号梦想家的后场魔术师潜能射手卢冠良。他们传递对23号台湾队的攻守兼备的梦想元老谢可宁。他们的替补34号火锅制造机威斯康星地图防守兵器 Brennan Goldback。他们42 42号金曲炸弹德州的野兽Julian Moore。他们11 11号赛德克狙击手 Ladies and Gentlemen 标速跑车吕志奇。佛摩萨梦想家总教练 Head Coach Jeremy P.LEAGUE 助理教练陈世念赖柏林，球员发展总监田磊，总经理韩俊海。双方球员场上最后热身时间。
Just come outside for the night. Take your time, get your life. Fuck that paper, baby, my face on the dotted line. I've been flying out of town for some peace of mind. It's like always, they just want a piece of mind. I've been focused on the future, never on right now. What I'm sipping, I can boot you, either pink or brown. I'm the one that introduced you to the you right now. Oh my God.
好的，各位梦想家，来到我们的彰化体育馆主场，我们的家人先给我一个热情的声音，帮我们线上的球员一起加油！没错，今天进到主场的所有大家都可以拿到。
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. You're about to watch this bout between the new Taipei Kings against the Formosa Dreamers here from Changhua County Stadium atop of Baguasan on the campus of National Changhua University of Education. And after a 2-year hiatus away from their home, the Dreamers have come along strong in this homecoming season. Entering week 9 here, the 2023-2024 Plus League season. Hey, it's 2024 part of the year. Part of the season. The Dreamers lead the standings by 2 games over the visiting Kings. The Lioneers on a 5-game winning streak will see them tomorrow here in Changhua. Braves have again entered their record at 5 wins and 5 losses, while the Pilots keep on feasting on the Steelers to be in 5th place. On the Mandarin broadcast, it is Taipei Cai Jingjing and Chen Wang Xinkai. 球迷朋友们找到了英文转播，要听情景跟王信凯的讲评，当然就按到中文的转播连接。谢谢您收看 Plus 的转播，记得都要按赞。So the Kings started a 3-game losing streak with a loss to the Dreamers 2 Sundays ago. Then they were swept last weekend at home by the Lioneers and Braves. But they did clinch a win this past Wednesday in the Philippines against the Morocco Bolts in the East Asia Super League regular season. That's kept them perched atop of Group B with 3 wins and no losses. But with so many games packed together and their record falling behind the streaking Dreamers, there's understandably a little bit of concern on the fans' part on behalf of the Kings. And today they'll be again going with the import rotation because of rest and because of injuries and whatnot, with Hayden Blankley along with Kenny Manigal and Christian Anigwe, who played together against the Lioneers head coach Ryan Marchand was asked about the team's ups and downs and they're matching up with the Dreamers and the opportunity that the younger players will have in this game, not only for just being on the active roster, but also getting significant playing time.
The big thing for us is we just take a day-to-day approach. We don't look at a winning streak or a losing streak as too high or too low. It's really important for us to stay, as stable as possible. So when we end up winning or losing, we always look at the game film. What do we need to get better on? What do we need to improve on? So for us, making sure we don't get too high or too low through those situations for us. No, it's definitely to get different guys some different looks, to get some experience. We know throughout the season that there's going to be a lot of injuries, that there's going to be guys that get sick, just random situations that you can't totally prepare for. So getting different players in different situations is really important and is good for their development over their career. So it's good for us to put some of these guys in situations where if they're only practicing, it's hard to watch their actual film. So getting them on the court is really important for us so they can get some experience.
General Manager James Mall staying home actually with the team during their team's first outing as a club officially for competition. But the team getting the victory, so staying on top of the East Asia Super League tables. Now they want to right the ship. Now looking at their opponents also kind of gives credence to perhaps their struggles. You can kind of explain how the Dreamers built up a winning streak, but extending so long, they're beating everybody. So for the Kings, starting the season in the middle column, averaging 105 points per game on the top row, then points allowed 91.6. Three-point shooting has dropped from 34%, which would lead the league, down to 28 on the lower end of the plus league three-point spectrum. But the last 5 games, close to -8 per game, for only a 1-4 record. Funny enough, even with the addition of Jeremy Lin, they're going through their rough bouts they haven't even experienced last season. We'll get back to the Kings. Let's get over to the Dreamer side where they are on a team historic high 9-game winning streak. They actually lost their first game of the season here in Changhua against the Steelers, which kind of soured that opening day, new season kind of feel to things. And more impressively, they've been winning 4 straight games by double digits. The next highest mark would be the Kings, who were able to do so. So they're not only on a strong winning streak, they also are getting even better.
就是很开心啦，对啊，因为球队一直连胜下去，对我们来说也就是一个很大的，对球员跟教练团都是有一个很大的信心在，对啊，那就是希望可以继续保持下去。那像我退出前就只有打2场比赛，就是真的打完的只有2场，对，那就是有一点可惜啊，对啊，那当然可以跟他们一起创造这个记录是很开心的。当然就是团队上面的，就是默契要更加的，就是融协啦，对，因为在比赛中，还是需要有人可以就是多做一些破坏跟倒球的方式去得分这样子，对，那就是加入这个小的，希望就是可以让场上的一些不管是战术或者是进攻上面都会变得比较流畅一点，然后可以创造更多的空档，然后大家可以就是在团队上面有更加的默契，可以做出更好的比赛这样。
Former player Tianlei, who retired with the Dreamers right here in Changhua County Stadium, now the chairman of the board. Let's look at the graphic first. As in the 4 years the Dreamers have played in the Plus League since the very beginning, they've seen their record in the first 10 games improve to this year a historic best 9 wins and only 1 loss, and allowing fewer and fewer points. Tianlei, now the chairman of the board of the Dreamers, sharing that he's happy for the team to go on this winning streak, to give the team confidence. Maybe too bad that he didn't get to play as a part of it. But as to the improvements they could be making, they want to keep on improving the team chemistry, help everyone do a little bit better, do a little bit more out on the floor, and create better openings on the offensive side. Let's get to the starting lineups for the new Taipei Kings from left to right. James Su Zixuan next to Christian PLEAGUE, Joseph Lin, Su Peikai, and the rookie will getting the start again, along with Kenny Manigal. And on the Dreamer side, Familiar Look, Brandon Gilbeck, Julian Boyd, Aji Ling Junji, Kenny Chen, and Ryan Lu Guanliang. And I have to play a little catch-up. The officials for the game today will be number 99, Song Minglu, number 96, Chen Caohao, and Zhang Weijun. This is the first time the Kings actually have posted some injury updates. Jeremy, it's ankle. Probably understandable from the fatigue for playing so many games. And the other is number 9, Li Kaiyan, or better known as Kyle in the Kings camp. So as a rookie, getting his first career start, number 2, Su Peikai, out of Taipei Daxue in New Taipei. Before we get things going, the Dreamers, riding on a 9-game winning streak, was the best in their 7-year team history, including the ASEAN Basketball League. They need one more win today to equal the Plus League record of 10 straight dubs set by the Taoyuan Puyuan Pilots, who did so last year. And funny enough, the Dreamers started the season here in Changhua with that loss, and now have rattled off those 9 games in a row, trying to make it 10 this afternoon. They're going to be in their forest green jerseys, and the Kings in their white jerseys. Brandon Gilbeck wins the tip for the Dreamers, as number 11 Ling Junji will maneuver right, being chased by Joseph Lin. Boyd takes the contact, stays with it, and gets the lay-in. It looked like he took a hit to the face. Hit you right away going to the nose. Get another look at the contest. Su Zixuan, and hands to the face. That's going to be 2 points and a free throw. So the referee not wearing the mic, addressing the camera and the audience. That's an American football joke. So Boyd getting the start. Will drop in the free throw as well for a 3-point opening possession lead for the Dreamers. Boyd, his 5th start of the season. For the first 5 games of the season, he came off the bench. The last 3 or 4 as a starter. Su Peikai way over the target. Next is Su Zixuan, his older brother, facetiously. They're both last name of Su. They'll try from 3, and this one is short. Still trying to calibrate. Boyd working with Gilbeck on the screen, forced into a miss as ball deflected. No, they say a foul as Gilbeck followed up with an offensive rebound. That's one stat to be looking out for. The Dreamers are very good on the rebounding side, both offensively and defensively. Gilbeck is a big part of that defensive game plan. So he's actually playing at Changhua for the first time in his Plus League career. He joined the Dreamers in 2021 for the 2nd season. And so with the arena we're in right now, they actually went through a 2-year renovation. So Gilbeck had to miss out on all of that home cooking. This is the original home of the Dreamers. PLEAGUE running into Gilbeck and an easy block shot. With 7 seconds on the clock. Manigal, well, he's get it on target for the miss. Aji rifling a pass back to Boyd. Kenny, I think the first touch of the game. Over to Aji and a whistle. It's going to be an offensive 3 seconds. So the Kings do a pretty good job scrambling. Speaking about out-rebounding, the Dreamers out-rebound their opponents by 11.2 boards per game on the season. So they're playing good defense and finishing possessions off. Manny Galt will go with a running hook, and it will be an offensive rebounding foul by, I think, PLEAGUE, number 33. Rookie import, in fact. Don't see that a lot. PLEAGUE's been a very strong addition to the Kings squad. They had in the preseason Billy Preston, who is a very skilled import, but with so much skill all up and down their roster, and PLEAGUE actually does a great job screening and doing some of the dirty work. Tough lay-in made by the Dreamers, and they extended to a 6-0 lead. Joseph Lin probing in the middle, now getting it around. Firing a long one and knocking it down. Joseph Lin getting the Kings on the board first. The addition of Joseph and Kyle out, Byron Mullins out, means a lot of the frontline starters for the Kings are not in there, as it looks like a block from behind. To the corner, Supekai will give it a try. That was in and out as the Dreamers scramble for the rebound. Supekai still trying to get some points on the game. He does have 3 on the season thanks to a 2 and then a free throw. Running low on time, Gilbeck trying to put it up. He does, and bottoms the jumper. Strong scoring start for the Dreamers. Deflected pass as PLEAGUE gets it back out to Manny Galt. Given space, he'll try it from the right corner. That's no good. This is the first time the Kings are playing here in Zhanghua, not only on the season, but in their team history. And talk about hectic scheduling as Boyd getting the through pass, the foul, and one. Just as the Dreamers trying to make some substitution, getting a look. The left-right action, or the right-left action, and then the through pass. And that will be another personal foul on PLEAGUE. So, and one actually might change up head coach Jamie Perlman's rotation, as Chris McCullough, I think originally slated to check in for Boyd, but he's at the free throw line. So electing to give Brandon Gilbeck the early rest. And the free throw is good. No substitutions, though, for the Kings. Joseph Lin finds Manny Galt. He'll try it from kind of the top of the break and swishes the 3. So Kenny on the handoff into space, clutching and getting the bounce. And the Dreamers playing strong at home. Well, quickly, a good counterattack by the Kings. Manny Galt to Joseph there for the lay-in. The first time since returning to Zhanghua is Aji flipping her way back in. Will end up being a turnover, a little 3-on-1. Sushi will miss the close one as Randall Walco, fresh in the game, got perhaps the easiest rebound of his season. It fell right to him. Boyd from the left side. Can't get the range as McCullough with an impressive offensive rebound and an easy little set shot, you could say, for Brisk. Nobody pays attention as James gets it back. That's big sushi, as formerly the Kings had a little sushi. Walko will fire it away and clank it. Joseph putting on the moves, getting his own board back, and off timing will miss another one in a rebounding foul, this time by the Dreamers. And PLEAGUE in the perfect position was pushed over. So it will be Kings basketball after the break, with the Dreamers opening up to a 5-point lead here in the first quarter.
这边2楼的球迷朋友，让我看到你们的双手好不好？有没有看到？有没有想参加的2楼球迷朋友？来喽！2楼。好，等一下，如果接到我们小球的梦想家人，在第二节。倒数5分钟的时候，到我们1楼这边的出入口找我们的工作人员报到。好，谢谢大家，那我们继续帮梦想家加油。
Peeking out, they've put in new seats in the upper levels, and they've also done a little bit of renovation and cleanup of the bathrooms. And besides the basketball hardwood, there's now this kind of blue tarpish floor around. This stadium actually had its first look for the Be Heroes Invitational Challenge during the summertime. So substitutions made by both teams. Dreamers will bring in their backup guards right in front of me. Number 3, Hayden Wu Jiachun, and number 0, Chen Junan. Oh no, not Chen Junan. Chen Zhenjie, that's the wrong guy. That's an easy attack by the Dreamers defense. The volleyball reference is Walko. Can't make the correction as Tank, the former Dreamer, returning home. He'll help out Kenny Manigault with that rebound. Joseph Lin forced out by Hayden. Back to Manigault, a 2-foot shot, 2-foot set shot. Trying to keep up here on this broadcast. The pace quite fast in this one, as giving room. Hayden will shovel it over Walko, guarded by Hayden Blankley, the 3rd import player for the Kings on the game, as McCullough will drill the 3. Got an early 5 points. Is that Gilbeck got the deflection there. I think that's going to be counted as a block. And a blocking foul by Kenny Manigault. Trying to trap Gilbeck into a offensive foul, so to speak. Yes, that should go down as a block. And if we let the film roll just a little bit, Kenny Manigault putting his body on the line, but the referees say just a beat too late. Gilbeck will let the first one kind of rattle in. Gilbeck on the season, 13 points per game approximately, and amongst the leaders with almost 12 rebounds per game. Holding foul by Wu Jiachun. Dreamers are very strong on the defensive end. As Joe picked up his dribble and the Dreamers do a good job swarming. Big spin move and another block shot. The Kings trying to contend. They was on the way down. We might need to take another look at that one. Kind of a tricky play as there's only one referee on that side. And he does not have a great angle at it. We need to be talking to Song Wei Jun there on this side. Joseph Lin, a open shot. Trapped in the corner on the rebound. It looked like a good trap there by the Kings to force Chen into a jump ball. The Dreamers are holding teams to only 84 points per game on just under 37% field goal percentage to their opponents. Lowest margin for any defense here in the Plus League, which is funny because they also are the lowest of a defensive stat, and that's steals per game and opponents' turnovers. Blank lead to Manigault, easy block from behind by McCullough, but Hayden will get it back. Joseph Lin playing tough. There'll be an early whistle, and understandably the Kings not so happy about this basket getting waved off. Which, to add to the distress, this will be a sideline out of bounds too. Anyway, this Dreamers only get 7.5 steals per game and only force 14 turnovers per game by their opponents. So very sound defense, with not a lot of turnovers caused as Manigault gets the runner in over the outstretched arms of McCullough. Little drive and kick action. Down to Gilbeck, who was blocked by Tang. Forced to the free throw line. Getting a look at Jay Chen getting into the area, and a little bit on the hands, a little bit on the body. Try to change things up with the backcourt. Number 24, Hong Zisen will come in for Joseph Lin. Gilbeck continuing to struggle from the line. It's not exactly a strong suit. 4 points, 3 rebounds, and already 3 blocks on the game. If you want to know, the Plus League record is 9 in a game. You can follow along with the game stats, PLeagueofficial.com/game. This particular one is /455. JJ had that one stripped, but right to Manigault. Little double screen, hammer action. Manigault will try the deep one. That one's halfway down, but out. Dreamers trying to build on a 7-point lead. Aji's back in, trying to touch the tough contact as Gilbeck stuffs it back in. We've seen that plenty of times. Trying to go back door as pass and catch was not, he was actually in a line. As Tank will head to the bench. Looks even heavier than before with this white jersey on. Nobody came down to put a body on Gilbeck. It's interesting, in the stadium, there are, from top to bottom, 6 slots for players' points and fouls as McCullough called for traveling, catching it out on top. Just been told by my colleagues at the Plus League that number of blocks in a game for the record is 4, accomplished by Gilbeck twice, and in fact, fellow teammate number 26 Lee Doway 1 time. Blankley with the tray to get his scoring started in the afternoon. This is his Plus League English broadcast debut. He did play one game at home as the alley-oop swatted away by PLEAGUE because the ball was not on target. It's just a deflection and not a goaltending. Subs to get Boyd and Kenny Chen in together. Off camera, the referees had the mop boy on that side fix the net. Probably one of the funniest stories in the Plus League is, I think, either late in the season or in the playoffs, as Kenny Chen, with 3 seconds left, caught a seam but stepped out of bounds. I think that'll be the 6th turnover by the Dreamers on the quarter. Funniest story in this building was the net was not flush or was not in its rightful position. It was caught up in the rim. The referees nor the mop boys on either baseline attended to it. So while the play was on the other side of the floor, which is this very side, in front of the visitors bench, at the time head coach Kyle Julius ran to the net and fixed it himself. Hongzisen, butter. That'll bring the Kings within 3. Boyd covering with the dribble, but missing with that jumper. Trying to push the pace and the pass, getting all the way to our corner of the court over here. They say deflected by a Dreamer. So a chance to tie the game up with a 3-pointer. So coming in for the game is number 21, Jin Hao, or Doug Creighton, his English name. Joel, challenged by Kenny Chen, and that'll be another block. Shoveling it forward. Boyd taking the contact, but not quite put it in. As JJ Janyota will break a 3-point missing streak earlier in that homestand, and that'll tie things up at 21. Don't turn off the broadcast yet. Venti open for another 3 as PLEAGUE turning around but missing the 12-footer. Would have been a chance for the Kings to go ahead. With a minute left, Boyd driving on Tank and a whistle. Kind of going across the lane. I'm sure the Kings are contending. A couple more free throws for the Dreamers. So Julian Boyd, or JB, sometimes referred to. Second on the team in scoring at 19.8. Trying to work on his free throw percentage as well. With a good 2 for 2 coming into this afternoon. 30 for 43, or about 69.8%. So the Dreamers up by a couple as the Kings have a chance for a 2 for 1. The Tank 3 is going to get a big bounce and a little friendly fire there between JJ and PLEAGUE. Getting encouragement from the Kings bench for their efforts. Actually, the Dreamers now can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. McCullough given a step. Back to Aji. Trying to maneuver for some space and squeezing Venti out of the way. Getting a pair there, and Zach, I think that's his first score of the game. Going backdoor, but the Kings choosing to run the clock down. About a 2-second shot clock, game clock. JJ from quite far. Little turnover though on the backcourt, and that'll result in a foul, but I think the Dreamers had one to give. So they'll force the Kings to execute in the half court with 1 second and 1/9, as there you see kind of the friendly fire between McCullough and Boyd. Gonna dry out the hardwood too, as Julian Boyd falling onto the hardwood. So from the coach's box, Tank will just hold on to it. Not great execution. But the Kings do cut into this Dreamers lead. They're up by 4 as the English broadcast arrives here in Sangha for the first time since 2021. We'll be back after the following messages. Welcome back to the broadcast. Subscribe if you haven't already to the P.LEAGUE YouTube channel and help us get past 300,000 subscribers. So Jinjo in the where he was one of the original members of the Dreamers shareholder group, as we see Brandon Gilbeck reaching 200 career blocks, leading the pack in front of Quincy Davis and Sim Bular. Gilbeck in his 3rd season with the Dreamers. Sim Bular played one and part of 1 season with the Lioneers, and Quincy Davis, originally a member of the Pilots in the inaugural year, then the last 3 seasons with the Kings. Out for a few more weeks with his league-mandated suspension. And the other Kings vet and Yang Qingming also due back in a few weeks. Let's take a look at the 4 blocks by Gilbeck. Partners at Momo TV have counted them up. That time was the stack play, as I called it in volleyball. Or is it this one? All very dramatic. A little bit of a stoppage as our scores table trying to correct a technical difficulty. Well, if you're just joining, the Dreamers on a 9-game winning streak lead this one as Gilbeck above Tank, getting the right hook in. Not much Tank could do there. The Kings playing a little shorthanded. Of course, Byron Mullins, understandably dealing with some injuries, not in again. And as is Tony Mitchell, so the Kings front court going to a lot of their back-end rotation guys like Tank, like Big Sushi, Maybe like Taipei Hall might come in. Blankly around to Venti. They're still sticking tough defensively, as didn't hear a horn, but the referee's good job to notice that shot clock violation. So the aforementioned Big Sushi is in. Sometimes I don't use James because his general manager is James Mao. Kala taking the contact, missing as Gilbeck above 2 kings, but Inigue sends it back. Going right back to Gilbeck though. He'll try the right hook and that'll crawl out of the rim. Blankly in the face of Creighton. Will try a hook shot himself and gets the bucket. Former member of the Bay Area Dragons before the team was disbanded. Hidden Joel Blankly, born in Sydney, Australia. Back pass and an early foul. JJ grabbed onto Gilbeck before he can even get a shot off. Not the worst result for the Dreamers. They already have 20 points in the paint there on the bottom of the scorebook. There you see the effort and the big block shot by Inigue. Got to give one to the visiting team. You see Aji immediately going back to his center. Quick inbound to McCullough. He'll try the left hand, but that one's no good. Good effort. Decent look as a foul in the front court by Kenny Chen, trying to put the pressure on Joseph Lin. I'm sure the Dreamers disagree, though head coach Perlman a little bit cooler than his bench. Just made a face and we're moving on. 1 foul for each team here in the second quarter. They're indicated by the white bars on the scorebook. Joseph Lin is putting the spin to the corner. James will try, no good. Kenny, running layup. Missed it off glass. Gilbeck, look what I found, he's fouled. I think he's got hand on the ball, but too much contact, the refs say. That'll send big Brandon Gilbeck to the line. Try to change things up. Manigault's in for Blankly. Gilbeck at the line. Will get the friendly bounce. On the season coming in today, a 60% free throw shooter. Second only to Jeremy Lin in terms of attempts. Total attempts, that is. The former 86, the latter 75. Kind of a big drop-off after number 3 Femi Olujobi was 69. Is Joseph Lin pass perhaps to Inigue, who finishes off with 2. So as we expect, the 2 top teams in the league keeping it close. Kenny putting the spin move, blocked by Christian. And here come the Kings go. The Dreamers do a pretty good job getting back as Joe had to maneuver his own teammate. Big Sushi off the glass on the run for 2. That'll force the Dreamers to call a timeout. Their lead down to just 2 points with 9 minutes and 24 seconds to go. We're in the second quarter of Game 33 here in the Plus League regular season. We're in Changhua County Stadium for this matchup of the 2 top teams.
到外面的美食去兑换，来，谁还想挑战我们的优尼兽？好，这位可爱的美女球迷来了，好， 再打，黑白脆，男生女生配，黑白脆，男生女生配。哎，有了，用力送，要给这个要给，这个要给。哎，恭喜你获得我们的好的国外套餐。来，我们再来找下一位球迷在哪里？球迷社你觉得呢？
Get Plus League merch in person thanks to our partners at Stand Cave or the online store PLeagueofficial.com/shop. Getting a look at the last bucket before we went to timeout. That time in amongst the crowd first it was getting in the way, but then Big Sushi cleared the way for Joseph Lin and made the left-handed lay-in. Got 4 points on the game, and Joseph Lin getting the start at point guard today. Already has 3 assists in the contest. Joined the Kings via a trade with the Braves. So Joseph Lin actually was part of that championship Taipei Fulham Braves squad who had the inaugural finals cut short here in Zhanghua Stadium. A very eerie game for Plus League teams. That last 2 games played here behind closed doors in Zhanghua. On the handoff, McCullough has that one. Ooh! Stuffed like presents in your stocking by Inigue. He's racking up the block shots himself. By my count, that's 4. Joseph Lin trying to get open on the down screen, but it's Venti on the other side, 2 for number 24. 2 3-pointers, that is, and the Kings now find themselves up by 1. A whistle, though, as an illegal screen. Zachi pop 3 for a 3-point attempt. That'll be a substitution to get Boyd in for McCullough. There you see the floppy action, as they call it, when you have 2 down screens, 1 on each side. Seems like a intentional set play by the Kings. Inigue will try for the team. He got it! So despite perhaps playing on some fatigue, Inigue and Manigault in there again as Julian Boyd going right to the big fundamentals, a running hook. Venti dribbles around the Boyd contest as the basketball, finding my colleague. You call him Kevin in the office, or Shu Yosen. Doing a good job. Secure hands. The starting pitchers on Saturdays at Riverfront Parks in Taipei. Look out for that. Aji and Gilbeck screen and roll. Now Boyd trying to muscle his way to the basket as that ball is batted out of bounds. We'll stay with the Dreamers. Boyd taking it inside pretty much every time. No matter how many defenders or offensive players are in his way. Gilbeck, I think that's his second 3-point attempt on the year, as Manigault can't get around all the Dreamers guards in his neighborhood, but takes it away. And back they go as Chen and Hachi combine for the takeaway against Manigault. Playing very physically as Jay Chen will go in and out with that 3-point attempt. A little bit of frustration for Kenny Manigault, but now the Kings will slow it up. Venti will high post pass it off to Inigue. Do a 2-man game now with Joe Lin. Behind the back, Inigue through contact. Doesn't get the shot off, will just be out of bounds. A block shot. Good recovery there. I think Gilbeck and Boyd wanted to get the block shot there. So we have the got the 1-2 stack block shot. Now we have the block spike by Gilbeck. He's doing all the volleyball plays out there. Though, don't go for any one-handed digs. That would be an unsportsmanlike in basketball. For those of you basketball fans, that is legal in volleyball if you can do so with a closed fist. Of course, if it hits any part of your arm, it really makes that move. You just can't slap at the volleyball. Awkward inbound to Blankley as he puts it up before the shot clock. It did get rim as the Dreamers will chase it down. JB back to Walko. They were teammates in season 2. Boyd back with the Dreamers after a year with the Changhua Bolili squad. As Tank crashes in, taking out former teammate Chen Zhenjie. Big hit, and he's gonna get his bearings back. And a look at Jay Chen coming down on a, he's listed at 120 kilograms Tank, but he's looking a lot heavier these days. It is a whistle, and free throws coming up. Tank with 3 personal fouls as we have a timeout on the floor. So with under 7 minutes to go, the Kings with a 2-point lead. Coach Ryan Marchand and the Kings coming into Changhua Stadium for the first time in their team history. Mentioning how fatigued the team might be, they are playing 6 games in 15 days, starting with 2 back-to-back homestands, and this last Wednesday playing in East Asia Super League, and since returning on Thursday when they flew back from the Philippines, the very next day, which was yesterday, Friday, January 5th, they actually came down to Changhua to get a shooting session in, and now they're playing again this afternoon, so that's a tough stretch. The Kings, in terms of minutes per game played, number 1 is Jeremy Lin, number 2 is Byron Mullins, and number 5, Lee Kai-yin, who's been sitting off to the left of the bench. They are not in active duty today. That's why they're playing such a rotational style. You see Byron Mullins got the rows going. Jeremy Lin with some ankle discomfort, and Lee Kai-yin with unspecified leg discomfort. Both of those players are taking a game off, so not on the active game day roster for the first time this season. I kind of figured it would happen at some point in time. Jeremy, when he joined the Steelers last season, only missed 2 games due to illness, but he played in all 19 other games since he was activated, I recall, on February 12th against the Dreamers. But otherwise, Kyle Lee Kai-yin played 33 out of 40 games last season for the Kings. So taking some games off. Zhenjie, like the primary shooting guard off the bench for the Dreamers, 5.7 points per game. Has seen his role increase quite a bit with the tutelage of Coach Jamie Perlman. He'll tie it up. So what did the Kings drop out of timeout? Manny Gall trying to get it through the Tank, but Julian Boyd, good recognition, gets his hand on it, and in for the first time, Tuncher, number 3. Walko going right, running into Tang, at least putting it up, not getting a travel call. The only break at Sunderland. Couldn't get it on, but there's a foul call. Hachi trying to contend he got all ball there. There'll be 3 team fouls apiece. Getting a look at the Kings are smaller, and they definitely want to get down court as the replay is very clear. Hachi got clean hands on the ball. I won't say it necessarily be a block, but can't take that one back. So Treatment will miss the first free throw. In his 3rd season with the Kings, was not suited up for the East Asia Super League game against the Morocco Bulls. You hear the crowd going, forced into 0 for 2. In the East Asia Super League, they go by the strict FIBA rules. Only 12 can dress. Bad pass there as Kenny Manigault kind of runs into it through the 2 defenders. And that'll get the Kings back up on top. Hayden to Jay Chen. They play together a lot this season. Pretty much a set backcourt duo from the bench. Wraps the pass to Walko, wide open, and still can't find the mark. Can't take advantage of a Kings defensive breakdown as Tank, Manigault over to Blankley, but only a one-handed catch. Swarming defense is another Dreamers takeaway. Joseph Lynn, though, flies in to get the steal himself. To Blankley. Can't get it over Randall Walko's contest. A lot of physicality back and forth. Boyd getting Blankley out of the way in a no call there. Pretty conventional no call there in the FIBA rule book, because the biggest thing is they're outside the restricted area, outside the paint even. So sometimes those go left uncalled as Tank sneaks it, and we have our first wedgie. And the arrow, funny enough, will say Kings, but they've all gone to the other end of the floor. Getting a look at Joseph Lynn, Tank pick and roll, and they almost tricked Gilbeck, though. Sure, the Kings are trying to contend. It was a goaltend based on the ball off the backboard. Kings finally realize it. So 14 seconds on the shot clock. All the Dreamers recover. Another pick and roll. Tank trying to take Jay Chen physically, but didn't leave himself an angle to shoot it. Jay Chen left wide open, too strong as Kings can't team rebound. Boyd on his knees gets it out. Hayden will try for the left side 45. That only catches the iron. Little hammer pass. Joseph Lynn can't get it down. Walko putting his head down. Stuffed as he takes a hard hit on the floor. Clean block. Nothing the Dreamers can contend about that contact. The very athletic play by Hayden there, as there you see Walko. Good job to keep his head tucked so the back of his head doesn't smash into the hardwood. 4 seconds left. Boyd will take a little fadeaway. That's good. And finally got the scoring going again in the second quarter. Block pass, but big Sushi to Blankley, no. And another tip offensive rebound. Manigault into the thick of the defense in the green jerseys. Looked like a forest there with Boyd and McCullough kind of sandwiching Manigault there. So Kenny Manigault in the East Asia Super League game scored 12 points. 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, just filling up the stat sheet like he always does. Manigault in and out. That's 3 straight missed free throws, and a near sellout crowd here in Samoa, starting to have a little bit of effect on these visiting Kings. One for two goes Kenny at the line. Deflected pass as Manigal was already out of bounds as he brushed it back. No true center out there for the Kings. As Tank is in a little bit of foul trouble. Hayden maneuvering right, taking the contact and missing the rim entirely. One-handed pass, slipping behind is Big Sushi, and again, Joseph Lin finding his teammate for the easy score. McCullough receiving the pass, hanging in there, but missing the shot. Got it back, and a foul as kind of going between rebounding and trying to put up a contest. It'll be Big Sushi with a foul. We get another look. Just nobody marks Big Sushi. I think that's supposed to be Kenny on the far right there. McCullough gets the free throw in. Was a former member of the Kings back in the 21-22 season. So far, 6 points on his afternoon. He is the leading scorer for the Dreamers this season. 20 points per game. Rifle pass to Hayden. He'll get a clean catch and shoot, but it's just glancing off the rim short. Dreamers with numbers as Hayden, too deep a position, goes around the world. Under 2 minutes to go, McCullough backing down Joe. Out to Hayden, out to Kenny, 2 non-shooters. But Wu Guanyang he'll try the deep one, and that's good. Wu Guanyang with his first points of the afternoon. Kenny trying to take Boyd physically, and there's a whistle. It was definitely clean up top, but maybe too much of a body bump. That'll be the Kings. Perhaps it was a shooting foul anyways, but they will be in the bonus for the rest of the quarter. Get another look, kind of the misdirection. Boyd going one way, Ryan or Lu Guanliang going the other way. Gilbeck will come in for Boyd. And he's out at the line, missing the first one again. That one was close, but he needs to go all the way through. If it's close, you know Brandon Gilbeck will be on the rim. And he does bring it out. It is a legal play in modern FIBA rulebook. Once it touches the rim and bounces off, the defensive team can brush it off the rim. A hooking foul by Big Sushi, and that'll send the Dreamers to the line. That's probably as healthy as an argument as Sushishin has offered as a member in the Plus League, as a player in the Plus League. Just like that, Tank will take his place. Kings in a tough position foul-wise. McCullough again at the line. Pretty quiet in the building. When their home team's taking the free throws, probably going to set the season 4 attendance record for the Dreamers, as I'm looking up and there's hardly an open seat out there. So the Dreamers up by 7. Manigal Guarded by McCullough, but the switch has Lu Guanliang not enough of a contest. Kenny Manigault now with 11 points on the game. Aji maneuvering right and a big pass over to Lu Guanliang. Can't get it to fall as Trinam pulls down the rebound. Joseph Lin, fancy maneuver, a miss. Anigwe couldn't get it in and choosing to not take on two Dreamers in the paint there. But maybe not so familiar with that part of the floor. He's got his foot on the line. Out of bounds, ball to the Dreamers. Aji, quick shot, and so the Dreamers do preserve a 2-for-1, but Gilbeck got the board. Chris McCullough from the center. Another basket for the Dreamers, and they're up by 7. Good answer. Hanging on to it. Manigault facing a double team. Lu Guanliang got a hand on it. The ball go to the backcourt. Tank with 1 second left. Well, a try a heave from 3/4 court. And that's the first half in the books. Dreamers 48, Kings on the road. 41 points for them. We'll go to halftime, take a little break as we break things down. Returning to Taiwan County Stadium here in the 4th season of the Plus League.
是第5位陈文怡，过3码122。好，我们刚刚被抽中的幸运家人们，请到场外的奥迪展车区服务区兑换由奥迪提供的奥迪跟 Saturday 联名的纯手工水泥蜡烛。
哇，感觉不错！我刚刚有去看这个礼物，非常的精美有质感。记得刚才讲到的朋友，赶快去外面的奥迪领取我们今天的精美礼物。
没错，也可以 follow 奥迪的 IG 哦。好，我们现在中场游戏的场布已经完成了，那就欢迎我们刚刚2位小球的梦想家人来移到我们场中间。
2队，好，一样，一队黑队，一队绿队。
没错，好，今天呢，我们就是要来玩我们的进化梦想之旅大富翁。大富翁应该都会玩吧？好，那我们就两队嘛。好，那我们先请2边来猜个拳，赢的先，好不好？来，剪刀石头布。好，你赢，那我就给你当绿色好了。好，你当绿色。
好。
OK。等一下，你们可以看到这边有这么多格子。等一下骰到哪一格，你前进之后要完成格子内的任务 ，OK 吗？
好。
好，来了，那我们就第1位球迷朋友直接骰起来。骰到多少呢？哇！前进1格。好，15秒内找到场边一位我梦家人，跟他击掌之后回到场中。
15。
14，找人击掌，击
Welcome back to the broadcast. A little halftime game in the middle. The Dreamers theme for the weekend is All the Dreamers 进化梦想之旅. They're taking on the number 2 team in the Plus League, former number 1 team, while they had that opening season winning streak for the Kings. But now it's been surpassed by the Dreamers. So far, 9 straight victories in a row after the opening day victory defeat here in Zhanghua. But the Dreamers, again, playing tough at home. This contest coming down to really the physicality of it all. The Kings, of course, we mentioned playing a lot of games in a stretch, are facing fatigue and facing a little bit of an injury bug after kind of getting over the flu bug earlier from the season. They really only have the starting big Christian and Igwe in their rotation, and so they're looking for number 11, new member of the Kings, Wang Bozi, and second year with the Kings, number 17, Su Sixuan, to kind of hold things down. Of course, don't forget Kenny Manigault is always pushed up to play power forward, and to good effect. Now, in the game, as both teams want to put a lot of emphasis on the defensive end, have put in a lot of effort there and forcing each other to a rather low field goal percentage. So a lot of physicality, a lot of rebounds, a lot of opportunities too for fouls for both squads. And that definitely will be in the favor of the Dreamers. As mentioned, they'll have more able bodies on their front line with 3 import players who play big positions. Physicality has also meant that the Dreamers are trying to attack inside very diligently, and have also been awarded 18 free throws on the game. There you see the combined team stats where they've made 14 of them, so for a decent percentage. Meanwhile, on the Kings side, having playing here for the first time, only 1 for 6 from the free throw line. But other team stats, the Dreamers lead on the 4th row down is 37 rebounds to 28. That's a big stat, though. The Kings have forced the Dreamers into more turnovers, 11 to their 7. We'll go to a break before leading scores in the next segment.
差6个，
真的？有6吗？
是6，哇，可惜2。
哦，还有得玩，还有得玩。与优尼兽 PK 海带拳。
哦，如果赢的话是获得胜利吗？还是只是赢而已？
只是成功，
完成那一个而已。好，1、2、3。
好，会玩海带拳吗？海带拳会玩吗？
上。
好，来哦。
开。
没错没错。好，来喽。
5、6、7、8，海带。
猜拳了吗？猜拳了吗？好，剪刀石头布。好，优尼兽先攻。好，1、2、3，来，海带呀海带。
哎，输了。
哎，输了。好。
哦，要暂停1回合。
因为弟弟输了，所以暂停1回合。
好，那你可以多甩2次。好。
希望你甩到的数字可以大一点。
哎，你今天真的跟 N1很有缘呢。我们来看一下是什么。30秒内找到场边一个梦想家人，一起跳绳，完成3下。
来，你还要再找同一位梦想家人吗？你还要再找同一位？5秒，30、29、跳绳
28、27、26、25、
成功，可以回来，可以回来。
23、22、21、20，好。
我觉得那位梦想家人很像装脚，他一过去就直接跳3下。
好，再一次，因为我们弟弟刚才输了，所以他暂停1回合。
希望你可以甩高一点啦。
哇，不可能吧？你今天好喜欢1呀！
一步一步向前走，与优尼兽 PK 剪刀石头布，并获得胜利。来喽！剪刀石头布，剪刀石头布。好的，你没有完成。
暂停1回合，换弟弟。
好，弟弟。1、2、3、4。可以
甩到4的话，你就赢了。
14吗？
我差一点
13吗？
差一点啊
11。好，20秒内，场边找到一位我梦家人，完成上篮得分。你要找一位我梦家人上篮，哥哥不行，哥哥不行，你要去场边找一个。
20秒内，赶快，谁要帮你？
还没开始数哦，
不是你，
还没开始
找
数。
我梦家人来数。
找会上篮的，有没有会上篮的我梦家人？
有没有人会上篮？
有没有人会上篮？这边有没有人愿意帮他会上篮？有没有人会上篮
？19，
来了，
快点！18，
上篮，上篮，上篮
！17，加油！16，
帮我们上篮完成就好。哎呀，可能差一点。
Oh no, he blew the layup and the putback and the... Oh, you guys don't want me to commentate on the little halftime game here on the floor at Zhonghua County Stadium, a home of the Formosa Dreamers. 10 games here in Zhonghua, 10 games back in Taichung Intercontinental Basketball Stadium. Let's look at the leading scores for the new Taipei Kings. Kenny Manigault with 11. Getting the start, Su Shen has 6. Hong sent a couple of three-pointers off the bench. He's got 6. PLEAGUE and Joseph Lin with 5 apiece. A little bit more top-heavy scoring for the Dreamers. Julian Boyd 15, Chris McCullough 12, Brendan Gilbeck 10. And then starting the game, Kenny Chen's got 4, and Lu Guanliang hitting a three-pointer in the second quarter for his 3 points. Notably, not on the leaderboard of scoring is Aji Ling Junji. He's only actually taken 3 shots. He's got 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and a couple of turnovers, but the Dreamers clearly trying to play to their advantage on the inside. They've already forced the Kings into some foul trouble. We'll go to a break before the start of the second half.
"好，等等，先请留步，先请留步。今天我们奥迪非常的大方，直接加码，让我们第2位参赛者也可以获得我们的模型车。
恭喜！
好，2位都可以获得我们奥迪一创的 GT 模型车啦。
一样看一下前方镜头。
来，1、2、3，1、2、3。好，谢谢我们2位可爱的球迷朋友。
感谢你们的参与，我们的中场游戏。那玩完中场游戏，我们丹尼，我们现在还要公布什么？
我们现在没有了，我们现在就等待第3节，继续帮我们的梦想家加油。
好的，继续我梦家人一起跟着梦想家加油，拿下我们今天的10连胜，
没错。
Trade my breakfast, lunch, and dinner for some PT. Please believe me, I see Riri, I'ma eat it.
Just a couple of minutes left before the start of the second half. Today is January 6, 2024. I actually wrote that down correctly on my little score sheet here. The Kings highlight package belongs to Christian Anigwe. He's got 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 block shots. Staying tough, playing in there as one of the few bigs for the new Taipei Kings on the game. Anigwe is in his first year as a pro and playing overseas, in fact. Went to University of California, Davis. The same institution as a fellow commentator in the Plus League, guest commentator on the color side, Sophia Song. On the other side, it's Brendan Gilbeck who's showing him how it's done. 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 block shots. So he officially becomes the first and only player to have 200 career blocks in the Plus League. And talking about the growth from his very first season, of course, trying to always reduce the foul count, but of course on the offensive side, actually sometimes look to for an intentional mismatch. For example, I remember in the first half there was an occasion where he missed a close shot, but when Anji got the rebound, he immediately threw it to Brandon Gilbeck with a smaller player on him, even when he didn't even have both feet in the paint. But he's been putting in a lot of work, especially pregame with chairman of the board, Ken Lei, who eventually, in his later years, when the Dreamers were playing the ABL, actually played a lot of center. Just a few tidbits before the action gets started. Venti at number 24, Hong Zishan for the Kings. Actually had his best Plus League career scoring game, 26 points against the Dreamers. That was a season or two ago. He actually made 8 3-pointers on the game. And in this one, actually like the primary backup point guard, with Jeremy Lin out with ankle discomfort and number 9 Lee Kai-in on unspecified leg discomfort. So 2 of the starting backcourt players for the Kings out of action for this one. They're trying to end a 3-game losing streak in the Plus League. You want to stretch it out. Losing 4 and 5 is Gilbeck forced out. Kenny Chen getting the screen from Gilbeck. They dish around an extra long 3 by Wu Guanliang. That's how we get the second half started. Changes to have Tank in the starting lineup for the Kings. Su Peikai is in there. I don't think he played hardly at all in the second quarter. Contact down low. Not too much worry. It's only Brendan Gilbeck's second personal foul, according to the monitors in the stadium. Same starters in there for the Dreamers. The switch, but Joseph Lin want to attack off the clean catch. Fires up a long 3. That one is a little short. Wu Guanliang only has 3 points, but was a team high plus 11 in the first half. Now, odd spacing. Deflected pass as Anigal couldn't put it up. It's going to be Kenny Chen with a clean. Something in between a steal and a block. Playing out from the corner, that's no good. Anigal almost had the open court all to himself, but good effort play there as a holding foul from behind. Be the Dreamers' second foul as a team. I'd like to get another look at that one. There you see Kenny Manigal, just so athletic. Oh, Gilbeck avoiding the foul by falling down, and Kenny Chen, ooh, there's a technique steal there, putting your hand in and waiting for the offensive player to kind of grasp the basketball with 2 hands. Now, it's kind of risky because the referee can call an early foul against you, but if it works, that's the kind of end result. Manigault threw past Inigue, finding a teammate. Taipei putting on the deck. The left-handed hook shot will beat the shot clock, but good contest by the Dreamers. Cross matchup, and again, leaving him open again, and Ryan is still trying to find the range. Quickly down for Tank. Can't finish over Julian Boyd. Leaving it up for Gilbeck with a 2-handed stuff. And that'll get the scoring started in the second half. Close miss. Ball out of bounds. Get another look. Lu Guanliang catching the Kings over helping, or Inigue head turned the wrong way. Coming over to help. 2 ghosted screens as Aji to Gilbeck. There's 2 more points for the Dreamers. Not sure who will go on, but it's Joseph Lin doing a great job taking the contact and finishing with the left hand. Aji over the Kings defense and getting the bounce. Little scoring streak for the Dreamers. Supe Kai tries to get back 3, but that one is off. Gilbeck with a one-handed hook and kind of unfortunate offensive foul there. Tank taking a hit to the face. Get another look. So the Dreamers contending that Tank got into a space. Chen tasked with guarding Joseph Lin. Giving a step as Joseph Lin backdoor to Inigue, tried to dunk it, but a foul as Boyd goes to the hardwood. Good play offensively for the Kings to get that opening. Tank the screen and then going backdoor. Kind of catching Boyd sleeping there as Inigue trying to develop a 3-point shooting game. That's going to be Boyd's 3rd, sending Inigue to the line. He'll miss the first free throw. When we get a decent enough sample size, we'll tell you the free throw shooting splits for individual stadiums. Christian makes the adjustment. 1 for 6 between Kenny Manigault and Chen in the first half for the Kings. Boyd will be off with that 3. Kings have done a good job playing without fouling as easy block for, I presume, Brandon Gilbeck. More substitutions. Getting a look, Manigault had an opening, but there was something there. Maybe that's Julian Boyd's block. Good pass and handoff, and another Dreamers foul. So this will result in free throws. Get another look at Chen Jie, hands to the chest. That's understandably a foul. You don't want the defensive players to be regularly hand checking the offensive player like so. So funny enough, the two referees are having a little bit of a conference. Probably figuring out if it was a foul on the floor and they actually did. Well, it doesn't matter. Kings in the bonus. Joseph Lin swishing the first. A 2-for-2 trip. Bring the Kings within 8. Achi working behind the back. Don't see that very often. Putting it up. And enough Kings hands got in there to prevent Gilbeck from getting a clean putback dunk. Kings looking if they want to challenge. Coach Marchand finally moved to a, I think challenge, though the referee going to the crew chief first. Theoretically, referees would only change the call from who the ball went out of bounds off of, and they won't go back and say a possible goaltending or points on the board in this situation. For those of you wondering, perhaps import players, no. There are no such things as foul challenges, though the hands on the rim is an awkward situation. There you see Tank backhanding the basketball, but did it also touch Gilbeck's hands on the way out? Definitely a complicated play there. It's close. This is definitely close to what you might consider a 50-50 ball. Hey, look, Mom, there I am. But you see, the mistake I'm making is I'm closing my eyes as the play is developing. So, you know, you got to keep your eyes open to be a good referee or maybe a good broadcaster. I mean, just based on body positioning, Gilbeck is the quote-unquote inside man to the basketball, so that always puts you at a little bit of a disadvantage. It looks like the ball will stay on this side of the court. Now, notably, one difference from Season 1 when the Dreamers played here at Zhonghua, their home court every game, the offensive ends of the court were actually different. Achi, back pass to McCullough, who's fouled in the air. That'll be Su Sishuan's 5th foul. He's just come on for such a brief stint. Referees let that first body bump go, but a little bit too much hands with that contest. Only first team foul for the Kings, but a crucial accumulation of 5 personal fouls for number 17. McCullough will be short with a free throw. Dreamers have been pretty good from the line. Everybody was perfect besides one, Brendan Gilbeck. Now McCullough with his first miss. And make that 2. Sushi with a running layup, avoiding Brandon Gilbeck's block, but ball got away. Looks like Anigwe took a little bit of contact, or his legs kind of turned the weird way. Still on the hardwood, asking for a little bit of a reprieve there, getting a look. Got his hand on target, then crashing into Gilbeck, then falling over. Perhaps a little bit of a bruise, and maybe getting bumped by McCullough as well, but he's going to stay in there. Coach Marchand trying to get his team back in the win column. Achi Randall Walco hasn't made a shot yet in the game. Down to McCullough, going to the reverse. No, finishes it on the front side of the rim. There's that peak athleticism by one Chris McCullough. Joseph Lin, a quick fire three, but it clanks. Gilbeck slips the screen for Jay Chen as he drops the pass. Manigal, JJ will try, he cans it. Good stop and score for the Kings. Big pass over to nobody. Aji thought he had a teammate over in that side. Substitutions coming up, but first, we have our first commercial timeout of the second half. You're watching the Plus League here on YouTube.
被我们导播老师拍到的，跟着我们的直子动起来，来我们的玉成，跟我们直子一起动起来，做出一样的动作，好不好？今天戴一个粉红色的帽子，这么的活泼，很赞，就跟我们直子一样，做一样的动作，一起动起来，好不好？等一下一样，被我们导播老师拍到的，跟直子。做一样的动作，哎呦，好 sweet， 好 sweet， 好甜，好甜，跟着我们的直子一起来，我们这位可爱的球迷朋友，好，跟直子比出一样的爱心，我们来一个大一点的爱心，好，也可以小的，当然。
After another overtime battle, the Steelers go to Taoyuan to take on the Pilots tonight at 5 p.m. The first group on the right, the interactive cam with the cheerleaders here for the Dreamers. Zhang Yuchen, might know him from his heroics as the ministry. What is his title? Head of the Ministry of Defense for Chinese Taipei, or we like to call here Team Taiwan. Rumors of him possibly coming back to Taiwan to play in the CPBL. Of course, everybody's hoping he could secure another big league contract over in the States. So motion offense for the Kings out of timeout. Joseph Lin in the paint. Jump pass deflected out by McCullough. Jay Chen crashed into, and it will be 2 free throws. Had a lot of courage as Kenny Manigal, Joseph Lin in there. I would venture to say they're a little bit more well-built than Jay Chen, Chen Zhenjie. There's Coach Marchand. Can't be happy with the number of miscues the Kings had in this third quarter. Chen Zhenjie with the first made free throw. Spent time in the stateside himself, Modesto Christian High and Grandview University. It was perfect 2 for 2 for that trip. A deep shot as Jay Chen gets it back from Anique. Joseph Lin trying to be physical, putting it up and in off glass. Taking matters into his own hands as quick double team on McCullough. Kings need to recover a missed shot from the outside. Manigal in his range, but choosing to run the 2-man game with Joseph Lin. Now tries the 3. Get past the Walko, pass one, got the bump foul. Not the bucket though. Shooting wise, not really been his game, but still got plenty of basketball left. Good move. And JJ can only offer a little bit of a shoulder bump there. Now, chance at the line for Randall Walko. 25-year-old from New Jersey. Averaging 12 points per game. Got his first on the afternoon. There's some family and friends in attendance. That's where the Dreamers like to put him, behind their bench, as is customary with all teams, I'd imagine everywhere around the world. Joseph Lin on a clean catch, now dribbling, going behind the back. McCullough doesn't help and floats it in over Jay Chen. Pretty sure Coach Perlman and the bench are looking to get a defender up and into the game. Boy, taking the contact on his own miss, following up for two. Now the double screen going left. Aiden attacking on the dribble. Little jump off to Tank, but not choosing to shoot. 4 seconds left. Manigault will drop it in on the run. Kings still keeping pace, only down by 6. But Achi and Boyd screen and roll. Back to McCullough. He'll get fouled, and Tank holding his waist or his hip. Might have got some contact there and some serious discomfort. McCullough will go to the line. They say it is on Emmanuel. McCullough, 14 points, 10 rebounds. And they get 15 points. Had his career high in the Plus League, 40 points against the Kings on their floor, his former team. So there's a little bit of controversy as he had a layup with the clock ticking down, forcing the Kings to take it out of bounds. So it depends on what side you land with the unwritten rules. And a foul by Walko, backing into JJ there. JJ's already taken a couple falls on these jump shots, but that one called for a foul. There you see the contest. Trying to match up, trying to contest, and then a little shin, a little bit of a foot. Thankfully, Chinyota is okay. Reserve shooting guard for the Kings. Actually born out of New Taipei himself. Making the first, missing the second. We'll get two from that trip as Brandon Gilbeck will come in for Boyd. Last time these two teams played was Christmas Eve in Xinzhuang. So low turnover game actually, only 15 between the two teams. But a lot of offensive rebounding. Hey, kind of like this one. 12 for the Kings, 19 for the Dreamers. We'll check on that stat as Walko put in a little bit of a trap. Not on the same page, they'll go out of bounds. Trying to target Chris McCullough, who couldn't keep Hayden Blankley behind him with a post up. Interestingly, that was a little bit higher scoring affair. The only game for the Kings so far where they scored 100 and still lost. The Dreamers, 120 in fact. Wang, just no luck with that three. is the Dreamers' second game with three-point percentage above 35%. As in amongst the crowd, Doug Crane drills the three. Venti running the point, but picked up his dribble. Manigault will get the ball screen, maneuvering left, given space. On the run, can't get it to fall, but rebound, a dive for the basketball. Gilbeck keeping it away, doing a decent job as actually forced into a turnover, holding on to the basketball for 5 seconds. I mean, I can give him good credit for the technique to keep the ball away from a jump ball situation. Don't know if he'll end up being a turnover, but if he gets credit for the rebound, yes, it would be a turnover. Accusing his offhand physically. Interesting time as the referees want to check 2 or 3 now. Got a couple minutes left, so a free stoppage for both teams to have a little chat, have a little conference, a symposium. If you want to be a little bit exaggerated, get another look. It looked pretty, I guess it is close. There's he got by JJ's steal attempt, and 2 Kings ran out at him. That's why it looked like so many white jerseys were around him. Doug Crane on the season, shooting 6 for 21 beyond the arc, but no team wants to be the one that kind of lets it get hot. 6 for 21 is only about 28.6%. So we've been getting communication from our colleagues at Momo TV. They're actually checking for the 5-second call. It'd be kind of odd because it wasn't a jump ball situation either. Going to the MC. It is confirmed to be a 3. I guess that was kind of cosmetics. But it will be Kings basketball. Another chance for the Kings. JJ again from the top side. Anigue from the left corner, no good, but JJ flew in for the rebound and lucky to keep it inbounds. As Venti is trying to get a 3rd three-pointer made, he's off the mark. Doug feeling himself as interesting, good case study of refereeing. Chris McCullough was out of bounds, and when he jumped in to touch the basketball, he didn't reestablish, so that's an out of bounds. Good job by the number 99 official, something through there. Anigue and Blankley on the side, but too physical. Kenny Chen will be called for the foul, and that'll result in free throws. Well, you like the aggression, but that's a couple times now the Dreamers off ball have been called for the foul. One thing that Coach Perlman and a lot of other coaches are talking about is kind of up ball pressure. And if you're watching the Mandarin broadcast, you see Blankley's line of 6 points, 9 rebounds. You'll hear Sang Senti, which is up body, which really means press up with your defense. Iverson cut for Doug. Nothing opens up. Gilbeck handoff to Hayden, then they flip it to a ball screen. Good. King's pressure. Running low on time. It's Brisk who misses the runner. Good defensive possession by the Kings. Through pass, Tank to JJ. Dribble, pull up. No. Too little time for a 2-for-1. So presumably Dreamers a possession and Kings a possession. McCullough getting the screen, but slip of the basketball. It will stay with the Dreamers, though the Kings disagree. They did lose their challenge. A little bit of a dangerous situation. It, on the replay, definitely looks like he dribbled it off of his own foot. Can't correct it now. Attacking on the catch and a whistle as McCullough will fly all the way to our cameraman there on the baseline. Venti will call his teammates over for a quick huddle. As you see the good eye. There was contact in front and on the other side by the Kings. Now McCullough continuing to add to his point total, 17 already, and only 9 field goal attempts. That's what you call efficiency, though of course the caveat being a lot of free throws. So with 4 seconds left, Tank backdoor to Hayden, trying to stuff it, but stopped at the rim. There is a whistle. We'll see if it goes before or after the end of regulation. As right in front of the Dreamers bench, Perlman trying to calm down his bench. So time has expired, but if the referees go to the monitor and say the foul came before, that will result in presumably free throws, because I'd imagine it's a defensive foul. And then they'll have to put a little bit of time on the clock. It is a very exciting play. A block up top by McCullough. I think they're going to call that clean, but they're saying possible something on the rebounding. It would be a very unfortunate foul for Hayden there, as he's kind of stuck underneath the basket. Gilbeck flying in for the rebound. I would say more bad luck than ill-intended. So you can see the clock on the screen. Contact is made right about 0.4 seconds when Gilbeck starts to come down with the basketball. Thankfully, he looks okay health-wise. This is not an easy game to officiate. A lot of interesting situations.
好，裁判经过慢动作重播确认，时间结束前的犯规，监控时间还有0.3秒。
So again, if you're in the King side, it's kind of more accidental than intentional of a foul. So a couple of free throws to Gilbeck and a 0.3 put on the clock. Looks like we'll have a reset. Kings a little bit too casual lining up on the block. Brandon Gilbeck, 12 points on his afternoon. The free throw is made, but it looks like they're waving it off. Be a lane violation by the free throw shooter. There you see his toes on the white line. And he does make the adjustment with a little facial expression to the Kings bench who was heckling him. Look out there. Ball goes all the way to the boxes. Nobody caught it though. Anyways, take a little break before the final frame here in this matchup between the Kings and the Dreamers here in the Plus League regular season.
Oh my God. You say, I bring all the drama, I bring drama, bring my girls in the back, drama, I bring drama, bring my girls in the back. 나로 시작되는 drama, bring that drama, with my girls in the back, yeah. I bring drama, bring that drama, with my girls in the back. 나로 시작되는 drama. 시작되나? drama.
谢谢女孩们 ，Formosa sexy。
Plus League 球迷 ，Oh My Basketball 是我本人在 Ivy Bar 学员吧教你篮球的英文术语，欢迎大家点资讯栏的连接一起学习。So we're being told by our colleagues at Momo that they're taking another look at this 2 or 3 by Doug, and based on this angle, it definitely looks like his right foot is behind the line. There is just a sliver of space between his shoe and that white three-point line. So if you're just joining us, it is a Dreamers 10-point lead heading into the fourth corner. Joseph Lin and Su Pei-kai, the backcourt for the Kings, as Jeremy Lin and number 9 Lee Kai-yin. Those two individuals out with minor injuries, more or less day to day. Additionally, I can kind of reveal that Tony Mitchell was a later scratch due to an injury himself, but replaced on the roster due to a doctor's note. Tank was affected by that Gilbeck stutter step. Six seconds on the clock. Joseph Lin in amongst traffic, out to Hayden. 1 second left. Fadeaway on the way, and it's out as Gilbeck and Boyd collide with each other for the rebound. So Venti and Joe together in the lineup. Hook pass as Gilbeck tried to bring it all the way back. Off target as a miscue on the pass and a early foul as Chen takes a tumble. I will say, I did see Joseph Lin and Gilbeck tangled together arm-wise. Get another look at the hook pass, and Gilbeck would have easily been dunk of the year. Hayden, you got to give him a better chance than that. So with now 22 seconds on the shot clock, as both ends, the Tao boys had to come out to dry off the floor. Back and forth action as Wu Jiajun will rail the three. Only his second made three of the season. PLEAGUE didn't catch it clean. Scoops it to Tank, but Boyd jumps on top of it. Numbers for the juniors is Kenny Chen. A little starfish layup, and that'll force the Kings to call a timeout. Only about a minute and a half through the fourth quarter. And a quick 5-0 run by the home team, trying to make it 10 wins in a row on their season.
Copy Cam 啦！等一下被我们导播老师照到的球迷朋友们，跟着我们的优尼兽做出一样的动作，好不好？一起跟我们优尼兽动动！来，我们可爱的小球迷，来跟着我们的优尼兽，放下你的手机，不要害羞。来，这两位可爱的球迷朋友，跟着我们的优尼兽。 做出一样的动作，比出一个10，来录一起，球迷朋友，录一起。
Tomorrow, the Lioneers put their 5-game winning streak on the line against the Dreamers, while the Braves begin a 3-day, 2-game series against the Pilots due to some kind of funky scheduling here in the Plus League. Not to worry, every team will play each other 8 times in our small league here in Taiwan. Here in this game, it's a quick 5-0 run. The Wu Jiajun three-pointer, and then that scramble for the basketball, resulting in a Kenny Chen fast break layup. Coach Marchand electing to call his timeout. In the FIBA rulebook, you get 3 timeouts as a team in the second half. And in the Plus League, you also have the player called 30-second timeout. In the first half, only 2 team timeouts. Now, of course, that could be thrown off if there's a TV timeout that neither team called for. Here you see, starting the game, number 2, Su Peikai sitting next to PLEAGUE on the bench. Kings are playing very small now with Big Sushi, Hayden, and Kenny Manigault in their front line. Backdoor as Hayden tried to stuff it on Gilbeck, but basketball gets away, and eventually there's a I think loose ball foul. Some words exchanged by those 2 gentlemen. There you see another backdoor as it was a clean block by Gilbeck. Blankley did have a very big dunk against the Morocco Bulls. He's listed at 200 centimeters tall. Little zone defense by the Dreamers now. To the other corner, Venti finding the open space, but leaving the 3 short. Meanwhile, the Kings staying in man defense as you want to get as much pressure as you can on ball, but a block shot against Kenny Chen there. Manigault, he'll try to go to reverse, takes a hard fall, but he looks okay. Gilbeck will give him a hand. It will result in a trip to the free throw line. JJ coming in for Venti, trying to get a shooter with some fresh legs in there. Boyd will also get some rest. Manigault, you can see from my vantage point on the opposite baseline that the release is already kind of crooked looking. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists too. But a perfect second. That one was pure. It's a minor detail, but in the Plus League, 14 players can be on the active roster, and the Kings only have 13 today as illegal screen as Aji try to get around Joseph Lin. It's Brandon Gilbeck who will be called. Let's get another look at that one. Oh, he wasn't perfectly set, and also kind of leaned into Joseph there, so it's not exactly a clean block. Will be Gilbeck's 4th personal. Gilbeck took several laps around on that half of the court, trying to compose himself. A little stagger screen for Joseph Lin, but they don't get the matchup he wants. So Kenny Manigault will try to get it. And then a tangle up, and it looks like Sushi is out of the game. Meanwhile, the Dreamers doing a lot of shooting games while the ball is out of play. Kind of looked like that time Brandon Gilbeck played the smarts on Sushi there, engaging in the hand fighting. I won't let the Kings bench know. So Tank will jog his way back onto the hardwood. McCullough in the short corner, all the way out. Dangerous pass by Kenny as Wu Guanliang fumbles with it. McCullough saves it in bounds. 6 seconds left open, but choosing to take it out. Aji with an open look, no good. Not made a 3 yet on the game. Kick out to Joseph Lin to Jay Chen as Gilbeck almost came down with it, but Blankley sticking with it. Mismatch. Danielson will airball the finger roll, and looks like Tank wins that dodgeball matchup with Gilbeck. Had his head turned around. I figured that Gilbeck's a little bit out of breath at this point in the game. Might need a little rest. Blankley will try, but no good with that one. Trying to stay in front. Blankley commits the foul. He is very, very explosive vertically, though. We've seen in some East Asia Super League games and a couple of Plus League games, these smaller guards giving a little bit of trouble horizontally. Now, that is understandable. He is a strong 200-centimeter wing player. Aji provided a screen, calling it off. Back to Boyd. Around to Ryan. Good job matching up for the Kings as rattling it in. Number 42. Julian Boyd, that'll make it a 16-point lead. Manigault can't answer. Tip rebound pulled down by Kenny. Now Aji, another chance, but too strong. Down, flying in there for the board. So more and more second chances for the Dreamers. Kind of pulling down the Kings' stamina bar. Getting the shot off in time, off glass, and that one mercifully swirls out. Kenny Manigault not letting them take a breath as Joseph Flynn misfires from deep. Not like the Kings don't have their opportunities, but they also need to put the ball through the hole. A whistle as good coordination. Chris kept Joseph upright even though they were both stumbling down. McCullough will step up to the line with PLEAGUE coming in. McCullough draining the free throw. It's definitely not playing like when he was with the Kings. A lot less dribbles per touch. If somebody's doing that stat out there, I'm just guessing. The main big difference is he's protecting a lot off the catch or maybe off of as the screener. Joseph Lynn trying to take on Boyd in the easy block and kept from a travel, but forced into an out of bounds. I think that'll go down as a team rebound. Giving a look, Joseph Lynn has had to shoulder a big offensive load, but not easy getting around Julian Boyd, who's probably one of the strongest imports. Certainly one of the sturdiest. As McCullough stripped from the side and the whistle called. Probably a hard one to take. He got, looked like hand on ball if it is a Manigault foul. He was very wicked with that hand swipe, I will say that. Trying to get an explanation from the number 77 ref. Looks like there'll be a timeout on the floor with under 7 minutes to go, but the Kings have only scored the 1 point so far in the quarter. So no microphones on either coach. Your broadcaster is going to have to talk through this one. The Dreamers last week only had one game where they defeated the Steelers 109-90. That was the Sunday game after the Steelers and Pilots engaged in another overtime battle. It was the first time the Dreamers had 6 players this season score in double digits in the same game. That has happened 5 other times this season in the Plus League. The Dreamers also have on the season as a whole, the highest free throw attempts to foul average of 1.23 free throws per one opponent foul. Now that might sound reasonable, but the Plus League as a whole only sees 1.07 free throws per opponent foul. So they're very much taking the ball to the rim when they get the opportunity. The Kings did have a little bit of a rough stretch toward the latter part of last season, losing 4 out of 5 games, which included 3 home games, just like this year. So far in the season, you kind of get a feeling that they're kind of getting sped up when they're in their winning streak. 90.8 possessions per game. That's a math equation of field goal attempts, free throw attempts, and turnovers. But so far in the last stretch, 96.3 possessions per game. Now the free throw attempts have been the same, but the field goal attempts in all these games have been up 82.6 up to 88.6. So a lot more possessions. As we said, the Kings had a rather shorter rotation of their players, and in a game like this, for example, you kind of understand the Dreamers not afraid to play quick, play tough defense and tire the Kings out, knowing that they've traveled so much in the last week. There goes the pressure defense, but Joseph Lin got a crease. Ball deflected out of bounds off of a Dreamer on a big bounce. The Kings have been doing good in this last stretch, creating 24 more turnovers than they've made themselves, but are minus 60 on the glass. That's not that sustainable. 3 seconds left. Manigault takes a deep three, and he knocks it down. That'll end the no bucket streak here in the fourth quarter by the Kings. Little give and go. Boyd pulling it down and somehow making the basket. I could have given him a little credit there, a little bit of contact there too. Slip pass, and Igwe being patient with it and laying it in with the left hand. Big lead for the Dreamers. They're choosing to slow it up. An interesting stretch where both teams have 2 point guards for their squad out there on the floor. Igwe will make it another three. He hits from downtown. So the lead for the Dreamers is 12 as Aji. There's going to be a whistle, and they say it's out of bounds. Assistant coach Mark Coppola trying to urge his team to keep up the pace even in the half court. Manigault trying to work on Boyd. Off timing shot, no good. New pass as Hayden lays it in. Puts a halt to this Kings run. Manigault feeling it. He nails the three. That's his fourth made three on the game, bringing his point total to 20. Hayden, a little jump pass out to Aji. The counter from number 11. Little point guard to point guard connection. Kenny Manigault can't get the big bounce on that three-point attempt. And a turnover, Kenny Manigault. Just a little finger roll. And that'll be the Dreamers who need a little bit more energy. Their lead is sitting at 12 points, but the way they're playing, it might slip. So they'll head to the bench and try to get refocused. So one kind of note of the man we're talking about, Lee Chun-Ji, voting for December MVP actually concluded today. And if you were to ask me, my guess is it's between the Lioneers' Oscar Gao Guohao and Aji. Oscar and the Lioneers, 5 wins in a row with that one loss to start the month. He's averaging 15.5 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds on 46% field goal percentage. And if you take away the loss, it's up to 16.8 points. And the impressive, noteworthy highlight play was the 14-point comeback in game 22 against the Braves, where he had 9 points in that fourth quarter. And against the Kings recently, game 30, he had 21 points in the first half on 11 of 9 shooting. Over to Aji, Of course, the Dreamers, 7 wins in the month of December, 14.6 points, 4.9 rebounds, 6.5 assists on 44% field goal shooting. Whenever the Dreamers kind of got in a little bit of a lull, it was just Ling G pick and rolls all day. Another noteworthy candidate, perhaps Julian Boyd, 17 points per game, excuse me. I got ahead of myself. 11 rebounds per game and a team high plus 132 in that stretch. That's a team high, and I would venture to say that's a league high for the month. A little full court pressure as number 4 Li Weiting is out there. Li Weiting put behind by Aji as Manigal crashes into number 11, causing that loose ball. The Kings don't have any fouls to give, so Ling Junjing will get some free throws out of that contact. Aji have that one dance off the rim. His first trip to the line, actually, despite scoring not as much as he usually does, 4 for 9, which is an okay free throw, okay field goal percentage. Goes 1 for 2 from the line. He's got 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists on the game. He does have 4 turnovers. Joseph getting it back, shooting the runner, and the bank is open for number 1. More full court pressure as Gilbeck comes up to help. He'll bring it over the timeline, but immediately double teamed. And Pligue will cause a jump ball situation as Gilbeck lets it go. It'd be a different story if he was tumbling on the floor. I guess the Dreamers can count themselves lucky he wasn't called for traveling there. Backdoor as Julian Boyd will lay it in. Great assist there. I think it's going to be Ling Junjing who threw the pass ahead. That's, to borrow another football term, throwing the man open. Weiting hesitates. Stopped by Aji, putting up a 4th shot. It'll stay with the Kings as it looks like Jamie Perlman will elect to wait until the referees have a conference. Maybe if it stays with the Kings, he might use his challenge now. The crew chief also jumps in and will stay with the Kings. With no video challenge as McCullough is lacing him up. If he can do it in time, the referees will let him in. Alley-oop, but overthrown. And the Dreamers now with numbers to the left side of Briss with a clutch and Gilbeck with a putback. So Brandon Gilbeck picking up the teammate as Joseph Lynn finds himself open on the transition. Kings bounce it around. But a no-look pass. Too hot to handle for Venti. As the Dreamers look to put this one away, anticipating a block shot there. McCullough went to the other side, and Gilbeck, Li Weiting, the victim of his poster. A couple minutes left. Looks like the Kings electing to bring some of their starters out. Joseph Lynn and Manny Gall, presumably done for the afternoon. Pligue putting the pressure on Aji. On the switch, and a foul from behind. I would say pretty decent defense by PLEAGUE there. More free throws coming up. PLEAGUE has 4 personal fouls. Gilbert good with the first one. 6 of 11 free throw shooting on the game. But missing the second one. So Coach Marchand talked about getting the young guys film, but Gilbert blocks PLEAGUE easily at the rim. To teach you a Mandarin phrase, that in Taiwan is called "tingpan," where you pin the ball against the backboard. We're switching everything as Hayden will play it patiently for me, getting the step and laying it in. Under 2 minutes substitutions for both teams. That'll be it for Christian and PLEAGUE's afternoon, and as you see on screen, Gilbert and Aji will take their seats. No deep reserves for the Dreamers. All 5 on the court, they're rotation guys. Blankley faking the handoff, taking the contact, couldn't get over his own shoulder and in. It is a tough shot. So under a minute left, it looks like the Dreamers will come away with this one. And if you're looking into the record books, let me help you out. The Taoyuan Puyan Pilots won 10 straight last season. That is the PLEAGUE high. This means 10 straight wins will be going up against 5 straight wins tomorrow between the Dreamers and Lioneers. So Li Weiting's got himself a stat. The defensive rebound, as now we are under 35 seconds. Little take foul there as Blankley had an opening down low. Blankley coming off the bench. Now 8 points, 13 rebounds. Trying to find the stroke though, only 2 of 14. After the Wednesday game in Manila, only 2 of 7. He really impressed the Filipino fans with a big scoring outburst last year. Shot clock, game clock difference, so let's see how the Dreamers handle it. Sideline ball screen as Hayden will get a running shot off. No, he won't. Referees will say shot clock violation, and the home fans are ready to celebrate. 93-76 is your final as the Formosa Dreamers will now reach 10 straight victories here in Season 4. They pretty much held the advantage the whole way through the game in impressive fashion, though the Kings will now get a little bit of rest and reprieve as they don't play again till next Friday on the road in Hsinchu against the Lioneers, but that concludes their 6 games in a 15-day stretch, including a overseas trip to Manila. But excuse me, they do have a Wednesday night game coming up against the Ryukyu Golden Kings in the East Asia Super League competition. But the Dreamers now look to get ready for tomorrow's game against the Lioneers. We'll go to break before wrapping things up from Changhua. Thank you for tuning into the broadcast where the Formosa Dreamers are victorious as they return to Changhua for the first time since the second week of the season, November 19th. On the Mandarin broadcast, Cai Jingjing and Wang Xinkai. I'm Ryan Chen. Thank you for tuning into the game. We are approaching the mark where we transition to the evening game. Thank you for tuning into the game. On behalf of the 6 teams in the league office, our broadcasting partners, we thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next one.